And now, Noah Mendel with sports.
Welcome back to the Plains. Football is here after a short hiatus, and it just feels so good to have football back in our lives up here in Auburn. It has been 57 days since the last time the Auburn Tigers donned the blue and orange, but the loss to Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl on January 2nd is behind us. Now it's time to focus on the 2017 season, and they took their first steps in doing so with the first day of spring practice. Now, the one thing that was similar to the last time we saw Auburn on the field was Sean White today still injured from that game. He is still recovering from a broken arm, but today was our first look at Baylor transfer quarterback Jarrett Stidham. Coach Malzahn also says John Franklin III will be in the running for the starting job and will start exclusively at quarterback to start the spring. So we have 5 quarterbacks in February. Another quarterback battle on the Plains, while former starter Sean White is on the sideline. But Malzahn and his staff have a plan.
Sean will just kind of be watching and making sure that he doesn't get behind with everything. So, and Chip, in time, he'll narrow it down. He doesn't really have a timetable right now, but obviously he knows that you can't go through spring with 5 quarterbacks. So in the time that he feels comfortable and confident, that's when he'll narrow things down.
And here's a closer look at who will lead the quarterbacks in spring, in my opinion, and that's going to be Jarrett Stidham. The 6'3", 210-pound quarterback left the train wreck program that is the Baylor Bears for junior college and was the #1 JUCO quarterback in this year's class. In his only year in Waco, he threw for nearly 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions in 7 starts, but will look to start day 1 for the Tigers this fall. 5 quarterbacks will be competing for the starting role under brand new offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey. Lindsey takes over for Rhett Lashley after he left the Auburn program for UConn. He's going to be the one calling the offensive plays for AU in the fall and seems to already be making an immediate impact on the Tigers in such a short amount of time.
You know, he's just going to add some bells and whistles and some flair to what we're doing. And, I really expect, our offense to start taking on his personality. But at the same time, he knows we have to run the football effectively. Our goal is to be more balanced, and we needed that really the last 2 years. And so we'll work very hard in the spring, to do that.
Now, hold your horses, Auburn fans. It's February, and, we're still in the middle of basketball season. So head coach Bruce Pearl met with the media today to break down his final 2 matchups for the Auburn Tigers before they get ready for the SEC tournament. They're sitting in 11th place right now in the SEC, which is a bad spot to be in when you start up that SEC tournament next week. They do face Georgia in Athens this upcoming week, and then they also face Missouri at home to close out the season. It's 2 games that Bruce Pearl can really flip the script and try and get a couple big wins out of.
I'd like to win these last 2 games to get some momentum going into the tournament, more so than just finishing 9th or 10th instead of 11th. And certainly, if you don't have to play Wednesday night, if you can win 3 games, you get to the finals. I mean, it's a little easier to advance, especially as you go on late. But I'm more concerned with just trying to play better going into the tournament so that we have a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, and that's going to be a tough game against Georgia coming up in Athens, going up against J.J. Frazier with this Auburn defense not up to par for what it has been over the past couple years. But back to football, and when it's football season, everything is just going to come. When it rains, it pours. SEC Media Days, the dates and times have been set, and we'll have all those coming up for you tonight at 10 with another full breakdown of the offense and defense from Auburn's first day of spring practice. We'll be right back.